How's it going, guys? Higgs here, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a busy week for Assassin's Creed Shadows and us players, with patch 1.0.5 releasing yesterday, which brought with it some nice and much needed changes to the way we play and some free content, which surprised me, to be fair. But was it any good? Before we get into the thick of it, make sure you tap that like button if you enjoyed the video, and if you're into all things Assassin's Creed and gaming, subscribe to my channel for new content every week. So yesterday we finally got our hands on the Assassin's Creed Shadows and Dead by Daylight crossover, which came with what I think was a really cool mission. At first we had to go back to the hideout and meet Tomiko, who says there's a strange presence and missing villagers in a small fishing village just east of the Kasago wetlands. When we head there, it's obvious something is off, and we find a mysterious drawing, then we dig up some mysterious relic and get sucked into the Oni's world. This is where the fun actually starts, whilst getting chased around by the Oni, who, by the way, can't be beaten. Trust me, I did try. You have to cleanse 4 totems, but you need to lose sight of the Oni first, who, in my opinion, is quite intimidating, and I was absolutely scared. I don't do horror too well, and I hate the feeling of being chased, so it was an absolute nightmare for me. You do have hiding spots to lose track of him, but he does teleport a bit, so you do need to be careful. And he also has these like little demon light things with spinning heads that if you step in the actual light, it will turn red and alert him, and he will come straight to you, so you need to be careful of them as well. And then once you unlock all the totems, the last segment begins. I just want to say that I thought the arena was designed really well, having a nice balance between places to hide and planning when and where to move really helped the experience. Dead by Daylight is a tense game, and this collab definitely captures that feeling, for me personally anyway. For Ubisoft to create this whole area for a collaboration really has impressed me. After leaving the area, you get to actually fight the Oni, which I found to be a bit of a challenge. He felt a lot different from the other enemies and had a good variety of attacks, so if you haven't completed it yet, do be prepared. My only criticism is that the mission isn't replayable, and there weren't any real meaningful rewards tied to like replaying it, like a score system to like earn loot maybe. Yes, you get the entity's touch trinket, but I don't think it is super useful. I'm careful to complain too much though, as this was all free, but Shadows is already a bit bare post-launch, so replayability with these sorts of updates could make a difference. The store did get an update with this collab, so you can now buy the Dead by Daylight dual pack, which includes skins for Naoe and Yasuke, and these are the Gown of the Spirit, Ethereal Cloth, Oni's Flesh, Oni's Rage, Oni's Gaze, Shattered Tanto, Blood Orb, and the Horse Maurice. So if we look into this in more detail, we've got the legendary headgear, the Ethereal Cloth for Naoe, and our perk is Restore 20% health when health is at 10%. I'm not a big fan of these perks. Personally, I don't ever like to have a bonus when I'm like low on health. But it's got good adrenaline gain, good critical chance, and good health from the off. Then we've got the Gown of the Spirit Legendary Light Armor. This perk, 17% days build up on hit when health is at 30%. Again, it's a perk which relies on you being low health, but 70% days build up is pretty decent, and it comes with tool days build up of 25% as well. I can see these being kind of useful, but you do get to put another perk on it anyway, same as all this gear, so you're not just stuck with that. Then we've got the Oni's Flesh Legendary Armor, 50% critical chance for 5 seconds after armor break. Now that is a really good perk, because armor break, you're going to be doing quite a lot in combat, and 50% critical chance, I mean, who's going to say no to that? And you've got a good 29.6% vulnerable damage and some decent crit damage there as well. Then we've got Oni's Gaze, the legendary helmet. We've got 25% crit chance for 5 seconds after applying bleed. Another good perk. And if this goes hand in hand with the other one we've just seen, you're going to be getting crit chances quite a lot. Then we've got Oni's Rage, which is the legendary Kanabo. The perk that comes with this is killing an enemy inflicts bleed in a 10-meter radius, which is a really good perk, and it's really tempting to get this. You've also got 17% bleed build up as well. I love Kanabos in this game. It's just fun whacking people. That perk is really good in my opinion. Then we've got the Shattered Tanto. Heal over time while in a stalking zone. Another top tier perk, because you're always stalking with Naoe. You're going to be constantly healing, especially if you're playing at a harder difficulty. Another great perk to have. And then we've got the legendary amulet, the blood orb, and the perk on this is plus 20% damage reduction while moving. You're always moving in shadows, and to have a 20% reduction in damage can only help things, again, especially if you're playing at a higher difficulty and as you move through the game, get into the harder areas. The gear looks really good, but we expected that. All collaborations will have some sort of microtransactions, but the fact Shadows had some free content we could play makes this even better. In the past, other games I've played that had crossovers only had gear in the store to buy. Let's take Destiny 2 for example, a game I played for many years. If they ever done crossovers, all you'd have is in the Eververse store is an armor set to buy, and that is it. You won't get any free actual in-game content. So this is already a win in my book. Let me know if you'll be buying any of these sets. Let me know what you're thinking of the actual mission so far. Parkour also received some changes which massively improved the flow of climbing and traversing. Ubisoft were kind enough to give me the footage you're going to see in the background now, which does detail the updated movements. First up, we've got the back ejects, which now make climbing between buildings smoother and more flashy. It always broke the fluidity when you couldn't climb a wall and jump from that position, but now we're able to do that. We've then got side ejects. They have also been added, which will make climbing and jumping across a lot easier. If you need to quickly jump on a pole above an enemy or escape, you can now do that with ease. Vertical leaps now make jumping onto ledges easy, as we can see here. It really pissed me off never being able to quickly ledge grab, but thankfully that is now an option. Ledge grabs are easier to achieve now, but I hate climbing with Yasuke in Shadows as he feels so sluggish. Parkour has clearly been improved with this update. Not only does it feel more smooth, it's now quicker to jump and traverse. I do wish some of the villages were more dense with different buildings, as sometimes it can be a bit scarce, and I'd like to parkour for much longer than I can sometimes. But overall, I think this update and the crossover was brilliant, and Bordeaux did a really good job. Parkour really did need this revamp because it is one of the main parts of Assassin's Creed games. Yes, playing with Yasuke, it doesn't matter. I don't think you can really improve him unless you change the actual feel of the character, because he isn't an assassin, he isn't lightweight, he's clunky, he can't do many things. So unless you absolutely revamp that character and make him feel like an assassin should feel, that's always going to be a little bit sluggish with him. But Naoe and her traversal and climbing up buildings feels brilliant with the extra moves. Absolutely love it. So good job. I thought this update was really good. I thought the free content was really good. I don't think we can moan too much because it is free and it's quite substantial considering it's a crossover. Yes, I know we've got the microtransactions, but what do you expect? You're kind of going to get that with a crossover anyway. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always, if you have enjoyed the video at any point, please hit that like button. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button as well for more gaming content and Assassin's Creed content in the future. But as always, take care and I'll see you in the next video.